The political rumble between the camp of the incumbent governor of Kano State, northwest Nigeria, Abba Kabir Yusuf, and that of the predecessor, Abdullahi Ganduje, is far from over. In the latest developments, Governor Yusuf has set up 2 judicial panels to probe cases of political violence and misappropriation of public assets during the previous administration. In a statement by his media aide, Sanusi Bature, the governor said the panels will also look into cases of missing persons in the state from 2015 to 2023 when Ganduje was the governor. But Ganduje, now the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress APC, is outraged by this action, calling it a political witch hunt. Ade, let me start with you. You say, please go on. Please go ahead.
I think in this country we are all anxious to see corrupt people brought to book. Yeah. It's not a bad idea of course. If a government, in fact, it's part of its responsibility to ensure that, accountability. People must be made to be accountable. However, there are a lot of developments that raise curiosity, whether the intention of the governor is genuine, or it's mere propaganda, or it's wish hunting. Personally, when I read his speech, when he was coming in, he said he was going to, go into the past and all that. But I was surprised that less than 1 week after coming to power, the governor started demolishing buildings. Yeah. Less than 1 week. In fact, some of them he personally supervised the demolition. These structures are not, some of them don't belong to the former governor, but they were built by him. Like the roundabout, which is over 160 million naira, was demolished.
That got a lot of people upset.
Then there was one, shopping complex, with about 90 shops demolished. Mm. So I was wondering that, look, you are even here to settle down because the Nigerian constitution is very clear on procedures for making people to be accountable. You either set up an administrative panel of inquiry, or the House will set up then you invite the people that are involved. Then after you have collected recommendations coming from the House, you cannot begin to implement. But this one that the governor was, the one leading the attack, going after buildings, demolishing those buildings, and in fact, there was an NGO in Kano said that the buildings demolished, they are worth about 200 billion naira. And I keep on wondering that, look, so when you are now talking about a case of 1.38 billion and then $413,000, and everything is about the former governor, does it mean we don't have people that are collaborators? They are Captain General, some bank official, because in a crime of this kind of magnitude, you will be talking about 5 to 6, 7 people, not just to zero in on one person. Then if you are going to probe the past, what happened to the former governors? Like Kwankwaso is your boss.
That's what the former governor is saying. Right? You should go as far back as.
Then you set up 2 committees to probe him. One committee, second committee. So I think there is a very strong suspicion. That look, this looks like a political witch hunting, and we have seen it over the years. I will advise the governor to. There are more important. Well, it's not. Yeah, we are not saying that corruption is not, but almost every week the issue statement about there are other important issues. Kano State has one of the highest number of out of school children. The poverty level, and all sorts of things that are happening in Kano State, drugs. So I want to see the governor's policy on these all important aspects. But it's like since he came to power, it's just the directive principle of the state is Ganduje. So, okay, so I think,
are you saying the Governor Abba Yusuf has a right to probe? He should go about it
in the procedural way, in the legal way, so that people, will have trust. But the way he's going about it, he's going to lose public trust if there is any.
All right, Bikeo. Ganduje is saying, probe my failures, not my family. And he's also saying the so-called offense is a federal offense.
Yes, that's the legal basis that the governor tried to establish, and the former governor. And he also alluded to the recent pronouncement of the Federal High Court in Kano, which ruled that the offense He's been accused of a federal one and can only be prosecuted by the Attorney General of the Federation and the EFCC. So so the matter of jurisdiction comes in, and jurisdiction is everything. It's like building a house on a faulty foundation. By the time you get to court and the matter of jurisdiction is brought up, you just discover that you have no case. You have no case. So I do not quarrel with probing the previous administration. But my problem is with the obsession with trying to show that Ganduje didn't acquit himself well as governor, that Ganduje is so corrupt and all that. No man is by nature perfect. Of course, Ganduje has his excesses. Of course, Kwankwaso has his excesses. And Abba Kabir Yusuf, who is the governor today, is also not infallible. He has to focus on delivering the dividends of democracy to the people. When he was demolishing houses all over the place, he failed to realize that it's the ordinary people that suffered from his actions. How did Ganduje suffer, for example? How did those who served in the administration of Ganduje suffer? It was the ordinary people that suffered. Some of them lost their lives. There was the case of a man whose shop was demolished and he suffered a seizure and died. So this governor needs to learn his lesson. There are too many flip-flops happening. He was taken to court over illegal demolition, and Kano State was defeated. And they even got a garnishing order on some of the accounts of the state. The state government had to quickly call those people to say, look, the court has said we should pay so amount, but we cannot pay that amount. Can you allow us to pay so? And they agreed to pay. That's to tell you that, look, you were wrong in demolishing those structures. How can any sensible person justify the demolition of the roundabout in Kano? And there were other places. Some of the people, you know, the bulk of Abba Kabir Yusuf's votes came from the metropolis. And these demolitions happened in the metropolis. The truth is, the governor is not as popular as he used to be because people were shocked by the extent of demolition. And a lot of them could not even salvage their wares because thugs, street urchins, they got involved and they were looting. How does a governor permit that to happen? And the point being made now is, okay, go ahead, probe Ganduje, but you shouldn't begin from 2015. Move it back to 1999 so that your own godfather and in-law can also be put in the mix. I would like to see Kwankwaso in the mix so that we know we are probing everybody. Anything short of that is hypocritical. Move it back to 1999. Let's see what Kwankwaso also did from the time when he took office. Don't say 2015. It will be clear who you are targeting.
But the governor also made a point. He says he's very disturbed about the political killings in 2023 and that he cannot sweep that under the carpet because of future occurrences or to avoid future occurrences.
Who are the people killing people? How much evidence has he got? You see some of these things, he should busy himself with work. I was in Kano recently. I didn't like some of what I saw. He should busy himself working for the people. 8 months is enough for one to see considerable development. But that can only happen if the government is not distracted. If you sleep, dream Ganduje, think of how to punish Ganduje. You wake up, Ganduje is still in your mind. And his sons, Abba and Mohammed, they materialize in your sleep all the time. You cannot perform. Focus on carving a niche for yourself. Let people come in and see that, Kano has changed with Abba Kabir Yusuf and the saddle. Not disturbing yourself with, I'm not saying, no, don't probe, no. But we see signs that, he's just trying to rewrite what this person has done. And I challenged him the other day. I said, if you want to remove Ganduje's footprints completely, go to Otoro, where we have the best intersection in Nigeria. Go there, go and demolish it. Instead of demolishing shops of innocent people and causing some of them to die untimely, go and be man enough to go and demolish that Otoro interchange, the best in our country. I will admit it. Ganduje was not my favorite governor. Of course, there were governors that I liked much more than him. But what he has done in that place, if it is footprints that you don't want to see there, go there, demolish it, demolish that place if you have the heart. Not innocent traders demolishing their shops. And after that, you regretted it. You compensated them. At that time, we warned him when he started that demolition. We said this thing was wrong. They didn't listen. Today, you've had to pay money that you could have used for the development of Kano. You are now going to pay to people that you shouldn't have demolished their shops in the first place. I mean, it is clear that he's distracted. Maybe it's the Godfather who is sitting somewhere and saying, look, go for this person, go for this person. But it's really meaningless. At the end of the day,
this fight end?
No, they can't forgive one another. Wow. Ganduje and Kwankwaso can't forgive one another. Wow. But the state deserves peace. And these old men have no reason to deny Kano the peace that it needs for growth and development to happen. And Abba Kabir Yusuf, a younger man, should know that he is supposed to focus on his own legacy. Focus on his own legacy. Focus on working for the people and not distract himself with all kinds of probes here and there, this and that.
Adoye, do you have any final take on that?
Yeah, if you want to probe, you should do it in a transparent way that will not be suspicious, and people should learn to be magnanimous in victory. You have won this election, you have gone to court, up to the Supreme Court, you have been declared the winner. You should see everybody as your subject. You are now the king of the town. So I think making enemies up and down, I don't think, it's a good step to start. We want to find out what he has achieved in the past 7-8 months.